Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich with me, Alpha Mega, and the German Empire. So, nothing new under the sun. We are still being decimated by the Black Monday. We have absolutely no factories, nothing going on, and we are deep in negative as far as our political power goes. But the new and bright future is ahead of us. We have just increased our war support to 14% from 3, which tripled our daily gain in command power, meaning every 7 days every 8 days we are gaining 1 in command power, so we might finally start improving our staff, and with the console on the radio and the upcoming focuses, we might start actually improving the situation of our economy. So hopefully that's gonna go ahead. We'll need the Easter promises, but then the Christian trade union, as you probably remember, gives us extra factory output. Then we gain the extra base stability and the production efficiency improvements. So that is the good news. We have also, in the last episode, managed to grow our army by 2 divisions, which is pretty good. We now have the 86th and 84th Infantry Division as part of the Erste Infanterie Army, or the First Infantry Army, and then Krieg has now annexed the Northern Territories. So now we'll see who is the stronger dog in Asia, because Krieg has up until now been pushed from the south because they had to split their forces, but now their army is fully ready to deal with Kuomintang, so we're gonna see who's gonna win here. Argentinian trade delegation. As one of the largest import partners, the struggling Republic of Argentina has reached out to our trade minister begging us to make an exception on the increased tariffs we imposed on the non-Middle European nations. Since their economy is virtually entirely dependent on us, we could put the squeeze on them and try to force them into signing a less favorable agreement. Should they, however, take this opportunity to shift their interest to the Entente, it would cut us off from their vital agricultural exports, which could give our rivals in the Entente an advantage in the Americas. We need their loyalty. So we get consumer goods factories sold by 2%. We get the full effects of this treaty after it's ratified in Buenos Aires. Or what's a few extra marks between friends? No, we need their loyalty. So I think that should help us. Are we getting that? Yep, okay, that lowered the consumer. Oh, nice, finally 2 factories. Good. We're getting there, guys. 2 factories. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hahaha, we'll get there. We'll get there sooner or later. So how's the Navy? Okay, most of our units have actually finished drilling already, which is good. This destroyer is nearly sunk, so you go and repair, friend, because that is not a good situation for you. And we'll need to... I mean, I understand the logic here behind these dockyards, but Jesus Christ, it's gonna take forever before we get some of these ships laid down. Well, because all of those are heavy cruisers and battleships. On the other hand, I mean, this is fixing our problem. You guys get the 2 extra battleships, and the heavy cruisers are going to be distributed between the 1st and 2nd Schlachtgeschwader, making 3 high seas fleets available to us. So that's pretty good. That is actually pretty good. And we have 3 extra dockyards available, so let's actually put them up to here at this point. And we will try to focus our production more on less ships, because having those ships up and running is better than not having them at all. Okay, construction 1's gonna be done soon. Liberia asks for aid. Oh god. The Liberian government, crippled by the effects of the Black Monday on top of their overwhelming national debt, has sent an envoy requesting the German government assist with a bailout. We have our own issues to deal with, but the amount of desperately needed is small by comparison, and in return, it seems like they will join our military alliance in time. For what it's worth, is another African ally worth the expense of being so magnanimous? Of course we will help. So they get a bailout. Wait, do they lose political power or do we lose political power? We lose political power, but okay, let's get them in our sphere. Creation of the International Avant-Garde. A combined effort by the Commune of France and the Union of Britain a few days ago has birthed the International Avant-Garde, a program that aims to create a united art style for art and genre of music, as well as a new literary techniques, each of them encouraged to be socialist, unorthodox, anti-traditionalist, and anti-religious. It's reported that artists, writers, and musicians from all around the world will participate in this program, from the United States to South Africa to Japan. The first festival to show off the fruits of the program is planned to happen within 2 years in Cannes. Is this the dawn of new syndicalist entertainment? What is this nonsense? Yeah, exactly. Germany, East Asia declared war on Indochina. What? What are you talking about? Oh! We have an uprising. Snap. Can I help you somehow? Damn, okay, we need to help these guys. Somehow. Who are you at war with? Just Indochina. I think we can start a Lend-Lease, which would help them. But what can we give them? They have regular infantry units, Schutztruppen division. So I guess supporting them with weapons is a good idea. Okay, we're gonna lower the production of our units and gonna start supporting these guys with weapons. They most likely need... Well, they need weapons and they will need artillery. So let's give them 300 infantry rifles monthly. And how much are we producing in the realm of artillery? 3 per week, so let's give them 10 per month. I think that ought to do it. Okay, let's make the rifles 400 and 10 artillery pieces, and we can give them also 10 support equipment. Okay. Well, hopefully that's gonna help. And 1936 Dublin Olympics. I think that in the original campaign that I had as Austria-Hungary, they actually lost their fight against Indochina, so hopefully this time we will have a bit more of a success. So 1946 Dublin Olympics. The 11th Olympic Games were recently held in Dublin, Ireland. Showcasing the capital of the young republic, the Games have proven a large source of pride for her. Once again, French and British delegates have been absent, the syndicalist powers unrecognized by the International Olympic Committee and exile governments lacking men to send. German and American athletes have been the most successful, close to time with 27 and 26 medals, while Irish athletes have performed above average, winning 9. And Nicaragua wants to increase ties. Nicaraguan ambassador has recently come to us with a deal. In an attempt to escape American influence, they want to open up new trade deals with our country along with diplomatic ties. This investment could bring numerous advantages in the future, with the variety of cash crops in Nicaragua mainly being exported to us instead of the United States. Hooray to our new friends. Sure, this is definitely gonna drag us into an armed conflict, isn't it? Construction 1 is finished. Improved methods and materials allow us to construct buildings, both civilian and military, faster. So we want excavation 1. I mean, we're definitely getting a ton of stuff at this point, so it's not a pressing matter. I think improved machine tools is something way more important. Turret leaves are providing indispensable for mass production, ensuring efficient construction and use of the leaves themselves will give us a significant industrial advantage. So this is gonna double our starting production efficiency, which is something that we really could use. Especially as our production is so weak. Indochina declares independence. After the Weltkrieg, Germany seized French Indochina, but stability wasn't restored until Germany crushed the South China revolutionaries in 1926. Now Indochinese nationalists and leftists under a coalition government called the Viet Minh have risen up against the colonial regime. Nguyen An Ninh, the head of the Viet Minh, declared the independence of Indochina in Saigon. After paying homage to the resistance of Asian people, he condemned the brutal German oppression of Asian people and affirmed the Indochinese people's commitment to the unity of Asia. Observers agree with German media that they are just some weak peasants. German garrison forces or even the police in the Far East can easily suppress the Viet Minh. I think this is a joke on the Vietnamese War. But seriously, they got... they're sending more and more units, so hopefully this is gonna be enough. We'll keep supplying them, and unless they run... I mean, they got their own factories, but very little of them, so providing them with the support they need might be the best thing for us. Okay, so we removed all the penalties to the production, which should greatly increase... Yep. It increased our output significantly, and embrace the FAUD. Factory output plus 10%. Interesting. Well, we have only one option here either way, because we want the centralization done. So Easter promises. On April 7, 1917, when the war was at its very worst, after the horrifying turnip winter, the Kaiser promised substantial reforms and the abolition of the free-class voting system in Prussia. However, he promised all of that without offering an actual date. It might be time to remind him of this promise. So we gain extra political power gain, 5%, so that's really not much, but it's... Well, I mean, it's gonna be... 0.075 if I'm calculating that correctly, but it's still, still have an effect. Sedantag. Yeah, the Marines are decimating them, unless this goes somehow different. These units are way stronger than the enemy, so they have numerical superiority, but if these units come in and start pushing down, the victory could happen. Oh, the Yunnan Creek falls into civil war. Okay, the border seems to have stabilized here. Or are they actually pushing them? Yeah, they got less troops now. So let's look at the border here, and we can check on that a bit later. I know that the river has been like this, but I think they lost some territory in this area. I think they reached all the way to Ningbo. So let's see if they are gonna take Yinhua and Wenzhou. We'll see. And Yunnan Creek falls into civil war. Okay, no open conflict, but it's gonna happen. The once peaceful provinces of Yunnan seems to have finally caught fire as Tang Jiao's continuous blunders finally led to an open revolt from his general staff. Led by the General Long Yun, a huge army of loyalists marched on the city of Kunming, moving in from the south and finally taking the city at the end of the day. Government Tang Jiao has been confirmed dead, and large-scale uprisings are being reported throughout the once hegemonic province of southern China. Many experts suspect that behind these uprisings lie both the surviving right Kuomintang forces, the National Revolutionary Army led by Zhu Beida, and the warlord forces following General Hu Ruoyu, a longtime rival of Long Yun. As armies mobilize in the narrow valleys and tall mountains of the mountainous province, the future of the region remains uncertain. Is there any place in China safe from strife? Entente, get extra political power. After the Franco-German War of 1870 through 1871, the Entente was established to celebrate our victory at Sedan, where we captured the last French Emperor Napoleon III and the cream of their army. Originally a holiday to honor the Prussian military, the Entente transformed into a celebration of the Reich's foundation, and after the Weltkrieg, the humbling of its foes. In every town and village from Aachen to Memel, every street is decorated in black, white, and red. Every bell proudly proclaimed this day of celebration. Nobles, soldiers, and innumerable veterans parade proudly through the streets, cheered by the happy masses. Indeed, this is a good day. A day that reminds us of the peace and prosperity we have enjoyed since the forging of the Reich. Well, that's nice. Looks like it's the 27th of August, so I wonder if I'm gonna get this bonus every year. It would be kinda cool. Okay, looks like we're actually exporting weapons we don't have. How much am I exporting? Was it 500 per month? So it's actually more than we are producing. We have to lower that number. So can I modify the one of these? No, it's 400. Okay, but let's take it down to 300. Just to make sure we produce enough. So we get the depth charge throwers, a simple mechanical device that tosses a depth charge a set distance away from the ship. This means that the destroyer no longer has to drive directly across the target to hit it. So that's good. That's 4 points increase. Slightly lowers the maximum speed, but that's fine. Do we want anything? The radio navigation for airplanes. Let's go with construction 2. Modernizing our tools and equipment will further aid our construction efforts because we will need these to take effect as fast as possible. Rhenish Strikers Cave. The slow war of attrition between us and the Strikers have been won by the government. The Strikers, seeing little success in their efforts, have decided to call off the strike. Okay, we get 25 political power and get back or remove the penalty of 10% output of factories. Nice! So now we are starting to see pretty decent output of our factories in the infantry equipment. 15.73, and we are still far away from the max. Yeah, the units are coming in here. Wow, you guys are decimating them, but you will probably get pushed out anyway. How about if you guys start attacking? Would that be something you'd be interested in? Yeah, they might just as well defeat all of them, causing massive casualties. Just don't get isolated. Well, no, you got a port, so that's fine. You're sending in more units? Yep. Other divisions are coming. Cool. So that's good. Hopefully they're gonna win this. hopefully they're gonna win this. Okay, and we get rid of the penalty for the infantry equipment, so that's good. Are all navies done with the training? They are. Jabal Shammar declared war on Najd and Hassa. Longyun secures power in Yunnan. News have arrived from the Chinese province of Yunnan that the interim governor Wang Yun has finally managed to quell the revolts that have sprung throughout the mountainous province. Despite all setbacks with the rebellions on both the National Revolutionary Army under Zhupeide, Kuomintang's militias under Liu Han, and warlord forces by Hu Ruoyu, Wang Yun has solidified his position, and his bid for the governorship has proven successful. Now the Yi general will be tasked with looking inwards into repairing Yunnan and whipping back into fighting shape. Whipping it back into fighting shape. As for what will Long Yun utilize his armies when looking outwards, time will tell whether his leadership will start another age of Yunnanese hegemony or mark the end of Yunnan as a belligerent province in the region. Wait, this is Yunnan, right? Yunnan? Oh, this one, yeah, sorry. That was those revolts, yep, that's that. Okay, the Eastern provinces are going... Okay, we'll be finishing that factory sometimes soon enough. Okay, we're working heavily on this battleship. That's good because it's gonna be done next year. So then we can... Yeah, and even this one has more work being done on it. And we can start working on these. Just gonna make these as prevalent as possible. The sooner we get them, the better. Okay, and we get 25 command power. So maybe the leader, Field Marshal Gert von Rothenstein, could get... let's get charismatic, so that our units recover faster. I don't think we'll need the reinforcement, alright, but the recovery is going to be very good. Coup d'etat in Algiers. Oh, okay. So it's now part of the French Republic? The Venezuelan military junta of Marshal Philippe Pétain has fallen to... Oh no! Okay, so they mean in the French Republic. Okay. The Venezuelan military junta of Marshal Philippe Pétain has fallen to coup d'etat, led by one of his former allies, General Henry Mordac. The legitimacy of the Marshal to rule had been steadily eroded by accusation of nepotism and corruption. An attempt to centralize power in his hands added accusations of tyranny to a long list of grievances towards him, precipitating the coup. Pétain is now in custody, and General Mordac has been elected head of state. Though he has announced that civil liberties suspended under the previous regime would be restored and promised an eventual return to full democratic rule, the general has announced that for the time present a Committee of National Salvation, made up of military men, experts and parliamentarians, will be created to best implement the reforms he feels are needed to retake the French mainland. They got a focus tree of their own. That's interesting. That is interesting. There's the Weltkrieg. Okay, the 86th and 84th Infantry Divisions are now fully trained as well, which is good. The Easter promises will be done in 3 days. Okay, both of our major battleships are going to be done during the summer next year, which is good. Radicals win Serbian elections. Established at the end of 1925, the young Republic of Serbia has recently held the first national elections in its history. Between Black Monday, renewed ethnic violence in Bulgaria, and creeping rumors of a shadow government in the military, the 1946 elections were made out to be the most contentious yet. Much like the 1926 elections, the victorious government is a grand coalition of the center, but in an inversion of the original. The Conservative People's Radical Party has claimed the leading role over their progressive rivals in the Republican Party. Rumors hold that the new president, Milan Stojadinovic, may be secretly holding authoritarian ambitions. If this is true, many wonder whether the staunchly progressive Republicans can check him. And we got the Easter promises done. So let's go with this at the end of the episode. In the next one, we are going to start with the Christian trade union, getting a bit more political power, getting more factor output. Actually, our factor output is really good. No, it's not. Okay, but once the Black Monday effect is gone, we're gonna have 20% bonus just from these. And I think there is... Okay, that's a construction and production efficiency cap. But there were some more bonuses here. Construction speed... Yeah, we're gonna have 20% bonus. That's not something that you can, wave away. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. See you in the next episode.